I'm going on a journey to transforming my life in the next 12 weeks. I'm talking about documenting my entire process, the goals that I want to achieve, how I plan to achieve them, the systems I'm putting in place. No holds barred, exposing every single thing, and I'll be documenting everything till we get to the end of the 12 weeks. And we can make a comparison. Is it possible to change your life in 12 weeks? So stay tuned to find out. If you're new here, my name is Tega. I'm 21 years old and I'm documenting my journey to living a productive life, a meaningful life, and basically sharing my journey and the things that I'm working on publicly. So why exactly did I choose 12 weeks to change my life? I mean, what you usually see maybe like changing my life in 1 year, 365 days, 6 months. So why did I choose 12 weeks? Well, it was from a book I read, The 12-Week Year by Brian Moran. It's a really good book, probably one of the best books I've ever read in my life. And it changed my mindset. So basically, what Brian talks about is instead of setting 12-month goals, right? So what people usually do is at the start of the year, they set new goals and they want to achieve them by the end of the year. The only issue is that when they probably get to like February or March or April, right, they are done with all of it. Like you could even ask what were your goals that you set at the start of the year and they don't have an answer literally, right? And it's very common with a lot of people, and the reason is because we think that 12 months is a really long time, which it actually is, right? It's a really long time. So maybe in January, okay, you find out that like there's a goal you need to achieve, right? And maybe there's no rush now, there's no rush and everything, right? But what the 12 weeks does is it primes your mind. So instead of now thinking of 12 weeks as a quarter, you're not thinking of it as a year, meaning that 1 week is equal to 1 month. So there is literally no time to waste, right? And that sense of urgency is always priming you to want to do better and achieve your goals. So that's the reason why I chose 12 weeks. I've done like the 12-week year in the past. It was relatively good. I mean, like for my first time it was like good. Or okay, it was okay, but I skipped a lot of weeks. There were some weeks where I didn't do anything and everything. But now I'm committed to sharing this publicly, and giving you guys updates like every other week, just so I can have someone to hold me accountable and so that I can document this publicly. Alright. So in this video, I'm just going to be talking about my goals. I'm going to be talking about how I plan to achieve them. I'm going to be talking about the systems I'm putting in place, and I'll probably give out like my initial templates for free. But before we go over to my goals, there are specific rules that Brian talks about in his book, and we ought to follow them. The first I already mentioned is how we're now thinking of 1 week as 1 month. So we're not saying, okay, just a week, because we only have 12 weeks to achieve your goal. So there's urgency and you're priming yourself to do these things. Then the second major thing is focus on few goals, right? So because it's 12 weeks, there's only so much you can do, and the rule is simple. Pick between 1 to 3 goals and try not to exceed this as much as you possibly can. I know you want to do every single thing at once, but there's a rule that I have for myself. If for all your life, so maybe you're 20, for 20 years of your life, you were not able to do a particular thing, don't try then to rush that or condense that into 1 month, right? And that's usually where the problem begins. So pick 1 to 3 goals and just like focus on that solely. Then the next is that accountability is important. If you can't find someone you can do this with, I'm doing this with you. So like I already have an accountability partner. So you can share your progress, the things that are working, the things that are not working, and so you can iterate on them. Then every single week, you need to plan in detail what your goals are for that week. So you have 3 major goals, or 1 to 3 major goals, and then there are going to be sub goals that you have to achieve every single week to eventually get to that major one. So you ought to plan these sub goals like every single week. And then I think the final and probably the most important is your execution score. So you're meant to, those sub tasks that I talked about, you're meant to score what you get every single week. So let's say you have 10 goals and you only did 5 of them. That's 50% of the week. So Brian says that statistically, based on the things that he's done before and works with a number of clients, that hitting the 85% mark is usually the sweet spot. And if you can get to 85% every single week, then you're most likely going to eventually end up achieving the goal. So that's basically what I'm going to try to do. So maybe if I have 10 goals for that week, then I'm going to have to do between 8 to 9 every single week. So without further ado, let's dive into my goals. So I have 4 goals. I know I said it's meant to be 1 to 3. I know, right? But I always add like a book reading goal, and that's usually like the 4th one, because that's what's going to help me achieve all the other goals, right? So I always add a book reading goal, but then like I have three major goals. So the first is to build my personal brand. So building my personal brand is sort of like divided into three major things for me, and it's YouTube, LinkedIn, and X. So I have like three goals for this one. For YouTube, it's to grow my account to 5,000 subscribers. At the point of making this video, I have 1.9k. Then for X, I think I have 200 and maybe 60 something. So it's to grow that to 1,000 followers before the end of the 12 weeks, or by the end of the 12 weeks. And then the third goal is on LinkedIn. I currently have, I think, 380 something followers. So the goal would be to grow that to 2,000, right, in the 12 weeks. So that's usually how it is. And one of the things that Brian talks about is that we should have specific goals for the major goals. So the goal setting is divided into two: the lag indicators and then the lead indicators. So the lag indicators are things you can't control. So for example, me saying that I want to hit 5,000 subscribers, I can't control that, right? So that's a lag indicator. Then the lead indicator are the things you can control, which is, you know, maybe post every single week or post twice a week, and make sure that I'm refining my YouTube videos, or making sure that my thumbnails are clean and neat and all the rest. Like, these are things that you can control. So for your lag indicators, they are meant to be your major goals, right? Something that you are working toward. Then what's going to help you get the vehicle will then be your lead indicators. All right, so my lag indicators for building my personal brand are YouTube, get to 5k subs, X, get to 1k followers, and then LinkedIn, get to 2k followers. Then for YouTube, these are some of my like lead indicators. One of them is to create a system for creating content in school, right? Because in school it's like usually very difficult, right? Because I work with an editor and an agency as it were, so we have to find times that really work well for us, because like everyone is busy in school. So that's like one of the major things that I need to get sorted out. Then I bought a thumbnail editing course on YouTube, right? Just because like I'm not ready to start paying someone for like my editing yet for my thumbnails, right? And I haven't finished it, so that will be like another goal, to finish that. Then to try and script 2 videos every single week, right? Just to have that, and then finally to post 1 video every single week. Like, eventually I plan to increase that to 2 videos. The reason is because currently I can only afford to pay my editor for 1 video per week, but eventually, like hopefully, we plan to scale that to 2. So these are all the lead indicators for YouTube. Then for X basically it's like scripts all my content. X and LinkedIn, like they're almost the same. Script all my content for the entire week. Like, I usually try to batch create them because it's much easier to do that. Then for X, I plan to post 3 times every single day, so that's 21 times in a week. And then for LinkedIn, I plan to post every single day. For LinkedIn, I have someone that helps with my infographics. So LinkedIn, it's like easier, or it's better to post pictures or videos with your like write-ups and everything. So I have someone that does that for me. So the idea is that I batch create the content, and then she designs every single thing, and then we can post all of that together. Then for X as well, also like have 20 comments, like comment on 20 people's pages every single day, right? So like, these are the things that I plan to do to build my personal brand, and hopefully I can get there. And the idea is that I'm refining every single week. So to my second goal, for those of you that have been following for a while, you know that I'm currently building an ed tech for universities, and it's Apex Pathway. So if you want to like find out more about that, you can just watch the video. The link will be somewhere off. But the plan is to launch Apex Pathway, right? Because currently we're in the development process. I have like a UI UX designer and then a front end and back end developer. So the goal is to launch it before the end of 12 weeks, right? Like, build everything up, and then launch that. And there are 2 major things. The first thing that I need to do is create a timeline for the entire project. Like, when exactly do we plan to have reached the different milestones of the project? Then second is to have weekly stakeholder meetings with every stakeholder, the developers and the designers, just to make sure that we are up to date and everything. As time goes on, I'm probably going to make that more frequent, like 2 or 3 times a week, when I'm just going to leave it at 1 per week, and we're going to increase that as we're getting closer to launch dates. Then finally, there's like a really big pitch competition that's coming up. So I'm trying to prepare for that. I don't want to like share so much details about that yet, but then there's one that's coming up, and I'm trying to prepare for that. And hopefully, in like the next 3-4 weeks, like I should find out what exactly it is that we need to do. Then I'll share with you guys, how the entire process of that is. But these are like the things for Apex platform. Then my final goal is to take my coaching program to 2 million naira per month at the end of 12 weeks. So like this, I think amongst all my goals, I think this is like the biggest goal because I'm like starting from scratch. My personal brand, like I already started, like since the beginning of the year. So like that's already, running. I've found systems that seem to work. I just need to like improve them and everything. But this one I'm starting like from scratch because they're a bit different from my consultations. So my consultations are like very generic. Like if you want to do a consultation, you just click the description. But the coaching program, firstly, it's high ticket. I don't think I'm at liberty to say the price yet. But firstly, it's just know it's like multiple of hundreds of thousands of naira. But it's high tickets for one. And then secondly, it's targeted at a group of people, particular group of people and everything. And I don't currently advertise that on my YouTube or my website, right? So it's just something that I'm sending out in maybe cold games. Like I'll talk about the approach later, right? But then that's the goal. And hopefully by the end of the 2 weeks we achieve that. So some of the tactics to achieving that is to first create an offer, right? And that's exactly why I read this book. So this is the coaching program I was talking about. So I need to create an offer for that. I have it somewhere in my head, but I don't think it's irresistible enough. I think it's very easy to pass on the offer that I have in my head, right? So I'm trying to work on it and make sure that it's something that can actually pass, right? The next thing that I plan to do is outline the entire program structure. So for my coaching program, the idea is that I'm helping businesses or helping entrepreneurs as it were be more productive with their workflows, with their time, and just creating systems to help them go from where they are to where they want to be, within a month, basically. So that entire program structure, what exactly are we going to be doing? Are we going to be having calls every single day? Is it going to be twice a week? Am I going to give you videos to watch? And all these things. So what's going to happen? So that's outlining the entire program structure. It's like an outflow from creating an offer. The next is to map out a sales funnel. So am I going to, use cold leads? Am I going to send people DMs? Am I going to use content? How are we going to go from them seeing my offer at first, whether it's them seeing it on my page or me sending them, a specific or personalized direct message, seeing that to going maybe to a call or to a high value content offer, whatever the case is, just outlining what sales funnel I think would work best. So next will be set up the calendar account. That will be for booking calls and just getting on, creating an organized system for getting on calls with people, then setting up our tracking systems for outreach. So I'm going to be sending people DMs every week. So the best way to do that is to have like a spreadsheet where I track every single thing. What exactly it is I'm doing, how many people did I send to in this particular week, how many people responded, what type of message did they respond to. That's going to help with iteration. Then the next will be to create a sales call script. So for most of them, I'm probably going to get on sales calls with them, right? To sort of like get them to purchase the program. So like the script for that. What questions am I asking? How am I taking you from, where you are to eventually you getting my product? What are some of the common objections that people are making? Just coming up with that general sales script. And then these two, I'm going to be doing them every week. And the first is 10 outbound messages. So I'm going to be sending 10 people personalized messages every single week. I might increase that because the goal is, I know people talk about sending 100 DMs a day. I can't do that. Like I just can't. I'd rather have it be personalized. Plus, I'm testing things out. So let me see how that works and then know what exactly it is that I want to increase. But my major goal is to get one client that's paying this amount, then over deliver with them, and then they can eventually talk to their network as it were, and then we have other people coming in. Or get that, and then what I'm doing is with the money from that, I'm going to hire maybe like 2 setters that are going to send these personalized DMs every single day. So what I'm doing with this structure is I'm going to systemize everything. So I'm going to document everything, whether it's rooms, Notion documents, Word documents, just having the entire process for how I find the people that I want to send messages to, the messages that I'm going to be sending them exactly, the responses from them, so that when I eventually get to hire people to, do the outbound messages, it's much easier for them to follow. But then that's why it's like 10 outbound messages. And plus, I want to be as personalized as possible. So I would scan through, their pages, check out some of the stuff that they're doing and everything. But the goal is as fast as possible get to one client. So like that's what it is for me. The Then finally, just to watch 5 YouTube videos every week. So YouTube videos on how to better my coaching program, and books as well. That's why I talked about having 4 books. Because YouTube videos on coaching program, YouTube videos on how to sell properly, so sales psychology, and then how to get better at my offers, basically. So that these 3 things, we're trying to watch like 5 YouTube videos every week. So this is like a major one, I think, out of all the 3. And then the 4th basically is just read 12 books, which is like 1 book every week, basically. So I think that's about everything, all my books. And I'm really excited about this. I haven't done, especially for the coaching offer before. And one reason why I'm excited is because I have a lot of clarity on what I want to do finally, right? From time, again, following for a while, I've moved from trying to get a job in programming to trying to get a job in project management. It's not like I've scrapped project management altogether. I really like the idea, and I want to get better at it. It's for personal reasons, just so I can build Apex properly, right? I don't think I want to work a job in project management or any of these things that you work. This is what I want to do, and I want to see how exactly it pans out. Can I create an offer that people actually like? Is the price too expensive? Well, I don't think anything's too expensive, by the way, right? But basically, it's something that can work, and I mean, we have 12 weeks to see that, and it's something I'm just documenting, sharing the entire process, and seeing how that works, basically. So this is what the template looks like, and it's sort of like how I track my goals. So these are the 3 goals: so build personal brand, launch Apex, 2 million per month coaching program, and then we have read 12 books. I haven't put the books under it, so then we have the starting point. The reason why I put this here is so I can look back. So YouTube subscribers, so I put the screenshot here. You can see 1,904 at the point of making this video, April 4th. Then my X followers is, you can see here, 267, right? Then my LinkedIn followers, so that should be here, 386 followers. So I just put the starting point just so I can reference this back to see how far we've come. So these are the entire weeks, right? So we have from week 1 to week 13. Week 13 is the bonus week, just in case you want to wrap things up. And then I did this from week 1 to 12. So you can see I'm starting next week from Sunday, April 6th. All right, so April 6th is when week 1 is going to be. So let me just open it up and show you how it works. So we have here the 3 goals. So what usually would happen is at the beginning of the week, I'm going to look at the tactics from the general goal, right? So if you look at the general goal, we see the tactics here. So let's open this up. So in week 1, I need to create a system for creating in school. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here and write create a system, or create a system for school or something. Yeah, so I'll just leave it at that. Right, then finish thumbnail course. So I'm meant to finish the thumbnail course in week 3. It obviously means that it's not week 3 that I'm going to start it. So I can maybe go and check my thumbnail course, how long do I have, and for Udemy courses there is section, so I can say finish section 3, right, of course, right? Script 2 YouTube videos. So you can write scripts. I usually like doing the scripts video 1, then script video 2. The reason I like to do it like that is because I think somewhere in my head, if I just write script 2 videos and I script only 1, I can't take it because I wrote script 2 videos, right? So if I do script 1 and script 2, it means that I can reward myself for doing at least 1, right? And then if I do 2, that's fine. So let's just leave it like this so we don't go over everything. Then we have the due date. So the due date is, so I then put due date. I try to keep the due date really early in the week, right? And try not to push it to the end of the week, just in case crazy things happen. So let's say I'm starting on Sunday. So say the due date for creating a system will be Monday, right? So on Monday I should have sat down and thought of a system to create in that finish section 3. So maybe on Tuesday I want to finish section 3, then script 1 video. So let's say on Monday, because I'm relatively free on Mondays, script 1 video. Monday is meant to be here, sir. This 7th, right? So let's say I script the 2 videos on Monday. So you can see that it moves based on the due date. So the ones that are earlier are sort of at the top. And I think here, okay, I need to change this. So you can change this. That's the goals. You can change them to what you currently have. So let me just delete these. Alright, so I can add it in. So for creating a system is two, that's for YouTube, so we put YouTube there. But everything is YouTube sharp. But let's pretend like one of them was for LinkedIn. So what will happen is I'll put LinkedIn, right? Then just click, okay, LinkedIn is already there, right? So let's say another one was for the coaching program. So I'll just write coaching, right? And then I have that. So that's how we sort of like change the goal. So I can come on here and I can see, okay, these are the goals for YouTube, these are the goals for LinkedIn, these are the goals for the coaching program, this is the due date, and I have to check them. So the thing is, with this template, I check these goals every single day. Like every single day, I check it to see, okay, what do I have to do today? Okay, finish section 3. It's due April 8th. Let's say today is April 6th. It doesn't make sense to start that on April 8th. So maybe if I have time, I can schedule it for today. So that's how I usually work this. And then when you're done with it, you basically tick it. Now, here's the interesting thing. If you come here, you know this is 4 goals. So week 1, you can see 25% progress. If we tick this again, boom, 50% progress. If you tick everything, we're going to see 100%. Now, remember, the goal is to at least get to 85% every week. Like, try as much as possible. Right then, so we see, so I want to show you something. We have 2 goals here that are ticked and 2 goals that are not. So if you go to incomplete, you're only going to see the one. So I usually always leave it on incomplete so I can see the things that I haven't done, because for the view all section, it shows every single thing, the ones we ticked and the ones we haven't ticked. So this is what I do, like at the start of every week, right? I just populate this with the tasks, and what makes me know the tasks that I need to do are some of the things that are here. Right, so I know that every single week I have to script 2 videos, every single week I have to post a video, then by week 3 I need to have finished the thumbnail post, by week 1 I need to have created a system for creating a school. For LinkedIn, I plan post every single week and I post 7 times every single week. Alright, so if you check Launch Apex Pathway, I know that okay, every single week I'm meant to have a stakeholders meeting, and then in week 1 I'm meant to have finished creating the timeline, like how long we're meant to use to build it. So it means that when I'm preparing the task for that particular week, I'm looking here to see what I have to do, right? And this is what always going to keep me on track. Now, am I saying that I'm going to be 85% every single week? No, that's not what I'm saying at all. I knew it's going to be difficult because in the past, my 12-week year has like sometimes it was a shambles. I was in the clinic for like a couple of weeks, so I was there and I didn't do anything. And sometimes I got busy in school. So the goal is just to create systems, see how everything moves. Like I'm really excited, to share this with you and everything. So, I mean, just in the comments, tell me what goals you're working on. Tell me if you think the 12-week year is something that you want to implement, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.
Did I even say anything about the template?
Oh, yes. And if you're interested in the 12-week year template, you could just click the link in the description. All right. Duplicate the template, and then you could just start using it from there. Edit it, use that as you wanted to, and I really hope it helps you get closer to your goals. Cheers.